The material that you're about to listen to and engage with came from our 2017 Missiology Lectures, when myself, along with my colleague Johnny Ramirez-Johnson, said we need to do this next 2017 Missiology Lectures on this topic of race, theology, and mission. And we invited Dr. Love Seacrest to engage with us in that process. We wanted to explore the challenging questions regarding racism and ethnocentrism and xenophobia and all of those issues from the perspective of world Christianity with regard to how these realities have existed in many parts of the world, and also as part of the colonial mission endeavors.
It is fascinating to think that the realities we were talking about are not the experiences of one individual or even one society. We're talking about whiteness as a way of defining the world. And the conference presenters address time and again this epistemology, this way of making meaning. It has also been described as colonization and post-colonization. The question is not about guilt, it's about engagement. It's about what are we going to do with what we have inherited. So the fact that we're having the conversation should not point a finger at you as a listener or viewer.
But these are hard conversations. The conversation about race is one that has been deferred for so long and so often, over and over again. As soon as we get close to having a meaningful conversation about race, we recoil from the pain of it. And so in our lectures, you'll see some of that pain emerge. You'll see some people who have long experienced racism express and declare and name experiences that they have had that have been deeply formative, deformative even. So this conversation is not a pretty one, but we're having it.
As observers, as listeners, you will be engaging, and we invite you to invite the Holy Spirit. The three of us pray a lot about this series. We humbly submitted to God and pleaded for God's mercy to lead us. We are feeble, and combined, we are imperfect, and we have prayed that the Lord will fill the gaps. And the conversation is only a starter. It is in your hands. It is in your community. It is in your family. And most importantly, it is on your knees.
I am, all right. Let me record myself, lest a recording, much like my dear brother J. Cameron Carter, be lost. And those of you who know what I mean, know what I mean. So, I'm a little confounded by what's taking place right now. I love these type of conferences. I have been filled. My cup runneth over right now. But I'm wondering, what the hell does this all mean? See, the prophet and the theologian, hip-hop scholar, Tupac Shakur said, it's kind of hard to be optimistic when my homie's lying dead on the pavement, twisted, but y'all don't hear me though. I'm trying harder to make amends, but I'm losing on my mother effing friends. Y'all don't hear me though. See, you gotta keep a good FU in your back pocket as a person of color. Yes, sir. The only way I've survived 18 years of the academy is to be angry, pissed, and paranoid. Some of the same implementations that I applied in the hood and in the 92 uprisings on April 29th, 1992, are some of the same strategies that I apply in the academy. because we're not dealing with puppies and kittens, damn it. So I'm asking myself, what does all this mean? What are we going to do? I mean, it feels great to be here. It feels great to be here, but how can we remain optimistic? Because when we run out this door, we're going to get those same emails. You're going to pass them same pookies on the side corner there and keep driving right the F on. So what do we do? How is this practiced and how is this put together? So I have some questions here in the 5 minutes and 53 seconds that I have remaining. Will the funders change? Because this is about the empire of money. Don't get it twisted for a second. There are funders. Are they here at this? Because most of the time we're just practicing masturbatory theological talk at these conferences. And I love masturbatory theological talk at these conferences. Let's just keep it real and 100. Are we inviting queer theologians and the LGBTQI community to this? Or does our justice stop at race? If that is you, you are a hypocrite. And I need to call some of those folks out. Where do we engage the history of all this? It's not encouraging when the mentor and person that I admire a lot, Dr. Bill Pinnell, gets up there and says, we're dealing with some of the same things that we were dealing with over 50 years ago. That's not encouraging. It's not encouraging to be around stuff that we are still talking about. African-American students, Latinx students are talking about some of the same things I was talking about in 2003. Will the readings change that professors actually implement at this school? Now, let me keep it clear. I love Fuller. I wouldn't be here. After the November 2016 election, I don't go to stuff I ain't got time for. Right. There's something about pearls to swine, so I ain't going to your evangelical connections. I don't go to youth specialties. I don't go to AYME, and I'm barely hanging on with the American Society of Missiology because I don't see no niggas up in there. That's right, I said it. And if you're more offended by that, you've got a problem. Because if you can't take what I'm asking and challenging us with, you dang sure ain't gonna take what Laquan had to deal with. You see, nonviolence is the position of the privileged. Yeah, I said it. And so what does it look like to actually live in that resistance with actual physical violence, to move back, to defend oneself? Like I said before, I have permits. But I struggle with that because what then does that mean if I get pulled over with that in my car? And by the Illinois law, I have to admit that I have a firearm in the car. And by nature of the color of my skin and my girthy middle and bald head, I am a threat. So how do we tear down the empire then of money and fundraiser and socioeconomics? One of the things that drove me nuts about being involved with Young Life was that we told Pookie stories, right? We want them little waddy-headed niggas coming up and telling like how they not selling crack on the streets anymore, right? Oh, no, I ain't selling crack. I'm selling pharmaceuticals in Walgreens now. We love those Pookie stories. Are we just embracing one another and then just go home? Are we doing the same thing, really? What will Fuller look like in the year 2030? Will we be in Pomona? Will we be with those edgy Latin people, right? There's edgy people 2 blocks from here. But I'll leave it at that, right? I ain't trying to get a job here. As Dr. Johnny said, I am tendered. All right? God damn it. Shit. Because I'm tired, y'all. I am tired because we're having some of the same conversations. Because this is technology that could take us to the moon, but we're still having some of the same conversations from 1776. So are the funders here? What does it really look like to tear down the power structures? Are you really able to hold this many, and I'm going to keep it real, black people in one place? Does it make you uncomfortable when people are talking back to the speakers? Right? Can we handle that day in and day out? Can we handle an African-American church studies group? And for years, the damn sign wasn't even the right place. That tells me where the priorities are at this school. Why do we continue to not hire out and build? Why does Julie not have a budget to do what the hell she's got to do? So I'm asking these questions. What do we do? That empire is real strong. It's a comforting one. It's a warm one. Because I ain't gonna lie, I gotta pay my mortgage. I got a car payment. But I tell you, one of the things that was revealed to me when I was standing in the unemployment line with a PhD and books and publications, and God revealed to me and said, do you really think you were really that better than the people you're standing in front of and in back of?
Mercy.
Just because you have 3 letters after your name.
Mercy.
So I'm wondering, how do we engage this? Because this is great. This is all great. But I'm getting emails from Dr. Gabe Diaz, who presented a few days ago. And he's already getting emails from white supporters, 9 paragraphs long, about how he's being divisive and hateful. I have colleagues who tell me that justice is not really ministry. We need to put Jesus before justice. Those are real conversations. So it's for all of us in the audience. Where do we go after this? Do we get on planes and just get back and go back, get you two bags free at Southwest, get your points, fly on out? Or are we actually committed to some type of tangible change that will affect change so that in 5 years, we're still not having the same conversation? Because I'm tired of asking. When is it time for ethnic minorities to just launch out and to start our own thing? But then you say, well, Dan, we have. What about Black Wall Street? Huh? What about some of these other churches that got started and then got torn down? Why? Because of money, because of hate. So I want to challenge us as we think about this and move on. Where do we go next? How do we engage this? Thank you.